All right, we're with Alberto Salazar. What were your impressions today?
Well, it was an interesting race. Real cross country. It was real, obviously snow, slush, ice, and I think that the winners only ran about 5-minute pace today, which is pretty slow normally for cross country in the U.S. But I like it. I think it's true cross country, and it's good to see a race like this being run in sort of tough conditions, real tough hill, and obviously with the weather as cold as it was, it's something that I think makes runners tougher to run it. I think it was a good experience for Galen in particular.
He's never run anything like this. Very few people have.
No, I mean he doesn't believe that he is as good in cross country as he is in track. He hates to run it, because it just slips and slides so much the way he runs. And so I was real pleased to see him run as strong as he did today under these conditions.
Kind of coming in, did you think it would be between him and Mo, or a couple of the other European guys?
And Lebed, I thought it would be those three guys, and obviously if Dathan had been here, but originally when we were talking even 2 or 3 weeks ago about him coming here, I had told him that I really only was looking for him to finish in the top 5. If it was really bad conditions and he was slipping and sliding, I worried about that he might come down with an injury, right before the indoor season starts, but. I told him that if he felt comfortable and he felt good and he had a chance to win, that obviously he didn't have to settle for 4th or 5th. So he said he felt good. And then,
and did Dathan and him, do they do other intervals together? Is it separate, or how does that?
No, they do stuff together. They've been on a little bit of a different ramp up because Dathan ran New York, and so he took a little bit of a break, but more just a month basically of no intervals and then starting up, whereas Galen's been in intervals pretty hard now for several months, and so trying to merge him back into sort of the same training program.
Yeah, because if they're both doing track, which isn't going to happen in the spring, but they're pretty similar credentials.
I believe, and Dathan believes that he wants to be competitive in those other events.
Yeah.
He's keeping his mileage up training for the marathon, but he wants to run good in races like this because we think that's part of a good preparation for the marathon.
So turning to the kind of rest of the season, Daegu is going to be the focus. Ultimately, right?
Yeah, but right now we're just we're looking to late February to run a bunch of in January and February we're going to run several indoor meets, and then at that point kind of shut it down, and then point for Worlds outdoors.
And last year, Galen ran the great 10. I think the race he fell, he probably would have run 13 minutes, don't you think, in the 5K?
Yeah, I believe so, but
Do you think he needs to get under 13 before he's in that top 3-5 at Worlds? Or he's pretty much almost there as is. What do you think he needs to really kind of get on even the medal stand? That's what kind of how it's judged.
I think all of it is important. I think running faster is going to give him confidence that he can. Getting under 13 for 5 will give him confidence that he can hopefully. Stay up in a fast-paced 10, and that he can finish strong. And I think it's all intertwined. You need fast times, but you also can't just worry about times. You got to worry about being strong and being able to finish well and being competitive.
I'm sure you've studied the weather in Daegu. What's it like?
I'll be honest, I've never looked at the weather forecast for Daegu. I've just heard that it's hot and humid, but again, which it normally is for most championships. So I don't think we're going to do anything different right now, because of that. So we're just concentrating on the next 6 weeks right now, and indoor meets, and go from there.
So when you back off after indoors, do you just step away from the track, more mileage, or?
He'll probably take at least a week, 2 weeks off.
Completely off?
Yep. And then a couple of weeks of just jogging. And we're going to take, it'll probably be that. If this winter season goes well, we'll follow the same format and take 2 weeks off and then 2 weeks of jogging. And then at that point, I think we still got 5 months of training to ramp back up. So that's why this indoor season for me is it's like a dry run, and you're really trying to hire mileage and different interval training and so forth that we're doing, see how it works.
So it really will be distinct seasons. I mean, in college, that's not really possible. I mean, if you ever take a, you could take a break between cross and indoors, but you never really could take anything off between indoor and out.
But and I believe that that's a disadvantage, for if you have to be ready the whole year and in June to make the championships, and then to make the team, and then you have to try and be ready in August. It's too long a period, so this year I really want to get away from that and have them finish up in late February. And I think I don't like the idea of just having one peak a year. I think you get stale if you're just training all the time. And I think racing is part of your preparation.
Kind of looking back at his whole collegiate experience, and I mean, it started off, Vin wasn't even there, then you guys all came in, and it seemed like, at least from an outsider's perspective, it worked out almost perfect. Because it gives him not only the Oregon resurgence, but it gave Galen, a level to compete at. Even though he was one of the top guys, it wasn't until that last year they really started winning everything.
Right. Well, yeah, things went well. And we always take a real long-term approach, and I'm going to continue to do that with him. And every year we try and do stuff a little bit better, but you try and improve too much. I shouldn't say improve too much, but you don't try and change everything too much or add too much mileage or anything like that. It gives you short-term results.
Hey, do you think at this stage is more just kind of gradual improvement year after year, staying healthy, or is there still? Do you have in your mind, he still could run so many more miles per week? That's in the plan 5 years from now.
I think he could do more. Yeah, sure. Last year he only averaged 80 miles a week. And by that, that's not counting days off. It's not counting weeks off. That's what he averaged.
When he's training.
Yeah. The 48 weeks that he ran, or 46 weeks that he ran, he averaged 80 miles, and that's not enough.
Yeah, he's got a lot left.
Yeah. His highest 10-week mileage last year was 90 miles. His highest 10 weeks the whole year. So that's this year we're doing 110 now, and he's already feeling a lot stronger. So. Yeah, so he'll someday he'll be at 120, 130, but not next year. We'll just do it real gradually.
And I guess turning to Dathan maybe a bit, what does he do in terms of mileage? He's kind of fragile, but he's obviously doing a marathon, so he needs to do more, or can he do more? Or?
Dathan has been able to run 110 and be healthy with that. And I think that's probably something that we're going to shoot for with him, but then doing some extra cross-training and stuff that gives him the equivalent of running higher mileage. But I don't know if I'll have him try and do more than 110 a week actual running.
And looking back at New York, do you think he did? He had a few hiccups in the lead-up. Do you think he just didn't have enough time, or the problem with the marathon is you only get one chance. Well, how do you assess his New York performance now?
Yeah, I just think the basic problem was that he missed a lot of weeks of running. He had 12 weeks, 100 miles a week, but the 12 weeks before that were about 40 to 50 miles a week. So in 3 months of training, you're not going to get a big pace. So, that's the key for us now is to keep him healthy so he gets that base and doesn't have 12 weeks of 50. Yes.
We're going to go probably an hour in there.
All right. Thanks.
All right.